So let's begin a new game. Enter your name. I probably shouldn't, but okay. Here you go. Hey! Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Oh no. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running. Oh no, running away. I was gonna say, let's just run, flee from her. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Yeah, I'd run away from that face too.
I overslept again. But I caught you this time.
Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. That face, right? These are some faces. She looks constipated. Oh no. That's what my dad used to say whenever I watched Dragon Ball Z. About all of the characters.
Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school.
Wow.
As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, have you decided on a club to join yet?
Club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. Unless it's the waifu club. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. We sound like a really bad friend. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on average while spending my free time on games and anime. See, if there was a waifu club, it probably would have something to do with anime. Just saying.
I was talking about how I'm worried that you wouldn't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world.
I don't think that's the reason I'd become a NEET, but yeah, sure.
You trust me, right?
No.
Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Right. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Unless there's waifus.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I promise you that.
Yay!
Yay. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. That's not a real school day if it doesn't feel like it's taking 5 years to get 30 minutes through. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. I think the motivation is to get out. To get out of class. Go home. Watch the waifus on the animes. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
They do have an anime club.
Okay, let's go to the anime club. Hello? Sayori? You're not my anime club. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. No thank you. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You shouldn't be. No, you don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Know what, Sayori? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori, it's not an anime club. Sayori, stop being annoying. Exactly. She's in my way to finding cuter, better waifus. I don't need my childhood friend waifu, thank you very much. There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. And who reads around here, am I right? Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. She is probably simping for someone in her club. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. You know, I used to love reading. I don't have the attention span for it anymore though, so it doesn't happen. And then I don't even read anything in video games, so none of you would believe me if I actually read things today. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club, where I don't have to read, unless it's subtitles, and there's usually fighting. It's like the Subway Surfer TikToks, where they read the Reddits out loud, and I listen to those all the time. I'm sorry. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori was really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned this all out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! Okay, now let's run in the opposite direction while she's not looking. Unless today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. It happens to the best of us, honestly. I would do the same. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Whoosh. Everyone, the new member's here. I told you don't call me a new member, I'm just here for the cupcakes. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, time. What a nice surprise. Waifu and a brat? And then what's the other one? What's the other one, Dechi? Welcome to the club. And the other is plain. Oh no. You're gonna get Thanos for saying that. All words escape me at this situation. This club, it's full of waifus. Is full of incredibly cute girls. Forget the anime club. These ones are still fake. They're not real, I'm sorry. I'd say they can't hurt you, but I get the strange feeling that they might be able to. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize, but I think made the cupcakes, so I should be a suck-up so I can get more of them. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear. Oh wow, I didn't assess that was supposed to be quiet. She doesn't strike me as the quiet type. Then turns back toward the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy.
And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. I get this strange feeling the bar is really low for that.
Don't say things like that.
Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right.
It's great to see you again, Time. I don't know who you are, but yeah, I totally know Monica. Monica smiles sweetly and poses interestingly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Close enough. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Okay. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Yeah.
Come sit down, Time. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica.
I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then how about I make some tea as well?
Okay. This doesn't seem very literature. This seems like a snack club, in which I am all for that. The girls have a few desks arranged around to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened, so there's one space next to Monica and one next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet to climb inside and hide forever. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. I didn't even get to choose where I sit. I don't want to sit next to the loud one. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready?
Ta-da! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Do we get to see them, please? The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. That sounds so cute. Oh my god, I want to see them. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Or 3. Sayori grabs the first one, then Monica. I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Oh god. If you know, you know. What part do I know? How the cat cupcakes look? It's wholesome, right? It's wholesome, right? I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Somehow I don't feel better about this after your response, Deji. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction, for I am the only male in this group, and we all know what that means in anime terms. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? Is it poisoned? I finally bite down. The icing's sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like I...
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
Made them for you or anything.
I, in fact, believe that you did. You just didn't know it was me. I thought you technically did. Yeah, see? Sayori said.
Well, maybe. But not for you. Dummy. Baka.
I hate everything I just did there. Oh my god. End stream. Gone now. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation and pretend.
Bibaka.
I liked how the cat did it best. Oh my god. Oh, that was good. Perfect. Yuri returned to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray.
You keep a whole tea set and
Wait, no, that's not her voice. She's just on the screen. Why is she on the screen? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I know why she's on the screen. It's fine. You keep a whole tea set in this room?
Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission.
Why do you need permission to have a tea set? What?
After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
Does it? I don't drink tea when I read. I guess. I'm gonna take a drink of not tea, though. A friend and I went to a tea place in her town a couple weeks ago, and their new menu for the season came out yesterday, and I really want to go back because they've got so many different flavors of things, and the teas, they have peach ones, and I think they all sound really good. There's like a peach white tea and a peach black tea, and I don't know which one I want to try, but I know I want to try them.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know...
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad. Even if you're here in a literature club and you don't enjoy reading.
Yuri's shy, very shy. Is that why you like her? Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I like how she plays with her hair when she's shy. I mean, that is supposed to be all shy and stuff. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? I thought you were listed as athletic. Wouldn't you want an athletic club? Scholarships? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort into starting something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard to find just these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted of the idea of a new member joining. Though, I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. Maybe they'll bring cupcakes more often.
So, Time, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, horror. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Oh no. She's too much of a waifu. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. I feel that.
But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Horror, you say? Also great foreshadowing that you had in that last sentence, I'm sure. Definitely not foreshadowing at all, no. Oh, I read a horror book once. Was it The Shining? I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. Oh no. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. The rock's probably read more horror books than you have, main character.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you? I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh? Why is that?
Well,
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. She's scared of horror, isn't she?
Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud. Give that back.
Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayuri settles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute.
Oh no, the faces are back. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I can't do that. The only type of poem I can write is a haiku, and that's because it doesn't really involve much thinking.
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet?
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment. I'll write a poem. No, never mind, I got nothing. Literal head empty, no thoughts.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Oh no, I just said head empty. Don't make me do this, please, Monica. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone's even.
Yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Oh, hold on. There's still a problem. What's that? Now we're back at the original topic of me joining the club. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made my decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and oh no, they're all upset. Oh god. I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought... Time. Oh no. You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. I mean, look at them. There's 4 of them. There's 1 of me. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay. I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey,
you really did scare me for a moment. You really just came for the cupcakes. I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Do I need an assignment? I've got schoolwork. Monica, please, I can't do both. I could barely do my homework. A lot of times I didn't do my homework. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more, and I look forward to see how you express yourself. Yeah, hilarious. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Time, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for the clubs. Sure, might as well. Was this her plan all along? Was so we would have to walk home with her? All the time? How many days does this thing meet up? I don't think I can do this every day. With that, the 2 of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Wow. Will I really be happy spending every day after school? It is every day. Oh no. In a literature club, perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Oh yeah, one of them, all right. All right, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be fine. We got, oh my god, these cute little stickers. It's time to write a poem. Big words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem most. Oh no. I already said I can't write poems. I only know how to write haikus. Oh no. Oh, but the stickers are adorable.
Oh no. Okay, we can... What's the word at the bottom left? Oh, we don't need to worry about it. It's not real, it can't hurt you. I do want to save actually though, just, you know, to make sure that there is a save spot. I was trying to say spot and slot at the same time, and it wanted to be splot. This confirms that I think I know what program this game was made in. So, what do we think Yuri would like? I don't think it's that one that she's worried about. No. Existence? Are you sure? Or hurt? Why would she... We don't want hurt. That's a negative words. Why do they highlight in purple? Yeah, whatever. Existence works. Why not? Oh, hey, it does make her happy. Okay, great. Alright. Do we think maybe eternity? I feel like if existence was one of them, eternity feels like it would be another, I think. Why doesn't Monica have a sticker? I'm gonna try eternity. Oh yay, it worked. Okay, great. I have to do 20 of these? Oh no. Oh god. Okay. Let's see. Fear, sing, giggle, pain, loud, intellectual maybe? Oh wow, it worked. Great. I think I'm gonna go with entropy, partly because just reading it gets a song stuck in my head with the same word as the title. And it worked, great. I don't know what effulgent is. I've never seen this word in my life. Is that it shines. Like The Shining? It's an adjective for jewels. Oh. Well, I'm gonna use it because it's a big word. Alright. Now we got more words. Should I just... Is it like the big words are the words that we really know are gonna make Yuri happy? I forgot what her name was for a second. Purple hair. Effulgent. Adjective. Shining, brightly, radiant. Wow. I learned a word today. We should learn a word every stream day from now on. I'll forget this in the next 2 minutes maximum. Anyway, we're gonna go with contamination because it's a big word. Oh wow, it worked. I'm realizing that none of these words probably work together very well in a poem, but hey, who needs it to make sense? Alright, oh god. There's so many words. Maybe after image? Okay, great. I figured maybe with it being like kind of a good fantasy word, you know? Extraordinary or starscape? I think extraordinary. Oh god, I chose the wrong one. It made her happy. She's like, look, I don't really want the little kid vibes person, but I like little kid vibes more than, not little kid vibes as actual the vibes, but that's what I'm calling her because I forgot her name, over bow hair girl. Anyway, wow, there's a lot of words here. Anime? No. Let's try to go with incongruent. And then, I probably mispronounced that word, but that's fine. I don't know for this one what to pick for Yuri. Would it just be like dark, maybe? Or breathe? I like to be able to breathe. I don't know. Dark good? Okay, we'll go with... Oh god, you were wrong. You tricked me. It was a lie. Universe. There we go. Okay, we're back on things. Philosophy. Doki Doki. Oh no. Okay. Maybe a tone? Yeah, that sounded like the right kind of vibe. Melancholy? Oh god, hopeless. You seem kind of depressed so compared to the others, Yuri. Oh god, no, it was the wrong girl again. So upsetting. Graveyard? Great, I'm glad that's what you're into. Poof. Lipstick, tears, dream, whistle, treasure, nightgown, swimsuit. I don't know. Let's go with tears. Oh god, why? Why? Unrequited? Oh no. Horror. Please, just anxiety. That's how I'm feeling doing this thing. Hi again, time. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Don't worry. You know where my classroom is, and one of you knows where I live. It's kind of hard to get away. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it?
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too? I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Close enough.
Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Time always gives it his best. Her best, thank you very much. I am a lady. I don't care what you think. As long as she's having fun. She helps me with busy work without me even asking. I am absolutely changing all the pronouns to she, her for me, just so you know. I don't care if that makes this some sort of weird, like, dynamic. I don't care if this seems lesbian. I am not a dude. Last time I checked, not a dude. Exactly, not a dude. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. As I started the stream talking about how I lit a bag of popcorn on fire once in the microwave.
Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
Look, I've only known you for 2 days, Yuri. Not even a full 2 days.
How come? You and Time can become good friends too.
Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori.
Me? Is it more cupcakes? I like strawberry.
Not really.
Oh, not really strawberry cupcake? Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing.
What is it? You're starting to stress me out.
Never mind.
Sayori made it sound like
a big deal when it's not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess it means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. Easy. When somebody's worried, just say, don't worry about it. And then, cured. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is just a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, it won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Just not any dead animals, please.
Alright. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out. so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
How is this girl accidentally being so cute? It's not on accident. Look at her, she's so waifu. She's totally doing it on purpose. I don't trust it. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this.
I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case, even though I had to write a poem for homework. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. Oh no. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I'd feel bad for distracting her from reading. I can't catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. Yeah, because you probably don't blink when you look. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right? What, do you have 2 copies?
Mm-hmm.
Time playing DDLC? Stream of the century? I hope so. I hope it's the stream of the century. How's it going, Chief?
Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? I have friends who have multiple copies of the same book. A lot of times they'll have a hardcover and a soft cover, or one of their books will be so mangled from them carrying around everywhere with them that they just had to get a new one. Long day, very glad to see you. Long day, was it classes and stuff that made it long?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see. Just happened to. Just my status quo is very draining. That's very fair. Sometimes it be like that. Gotta recharge them batteries. Try to do a relaxin'. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Yes, first time in the literature club. I only know whatever has been too popularized to avoid it. Which isn't really a whole lot, honestly. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Maybe right now even, so that you stop staring at Yuri like a creep.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's it about anyway?
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister.
Yuri has found the yellow side. I hope that's not a bad thing.
But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison.
A prison, you say?
And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart.
That's kind of intense. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. I know why he would think that came from nowhere, because she said she liked horror for one of like the first things she said about herself. It's a plot element from the horror writing of Robert Chambers, someone who predates Lovecraft and writes a lot like Lovecraft, only it's scarier and better and no racism. Oh my god. Well, that's an important addition. I think I've heard of Chambers, but I don't think that I've at least knowingly read anything. MC's a dum-dum, very much so.
Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing?
No, it's not that. He lived in the 1800s, so his works are public domain. So, I can have them all for free, is what you're saying. Free? I like free. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. Exactly. Free is the best kind of price.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. I feel like that's the case with a lot of people who have like the vibes that Yuri gives off, is that they're quiet, but they're like internally kind of spooky. So that really shouldn't be surprising. If they're quiet, it probably means they're in their heads, and that tends to be a scary place to live.
It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. You're just a little crazy. It's fine. We all are. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange.
Yuri apologizing for holding casual conversation and existing equals quintessential millennial statement. So true. So true.
And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
What are you saying? Why did you give me a book if you don't want me to read it? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or something.
Alright.
I had a moment like this in undergrad, where you had a panic because somebody wanted to read next to you. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Someone I knew offered to sit and eat lunch with me in the cafeteria, and I kind of freaked out because nobody has ever done that. I mean, that sounds nice. Did you have a good time with them at least? It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. She's looking at me. She much later said something like, I didn't understand your response, but I realized it's because you're so wise and take pleasure in the little things. And I'm like, no, that was very big. It almost never happened. It was a nice meal. That's what matters. That's what matters. I would get nervous just because if people stare at me while I'm eating, I get weirded out. I don't know why. I'm just like, please stop staring at me chewing my food. I'm eating. I dropped out of that school, but shortly before that happened, my other friends had learned that I was eating meals alone and wanted to do something about it. Did you get to eat with all your friends then? I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry, I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? No, I dropped out and I've never had friends like that ever again. Oh. Well, that's sad, but maybe you can find better friends. Bigger friends.
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
You're crazy. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
I live for my work. That doesn't require other people. I mean, if that's what you prefer, by all means. You don't need other people to be happy. Like, I don't socialize a ton, personally, because I don't need it to be happy. So, I don't know. Some people think that's weird. So, like, it's ingrained for people to be like, no, you need to have friends. But for me, you don't need to. What is happiness, though? A figment of our imagination created by the pigeons that the government sent us. I don't know. I just made that shit up. I'm desperately lonely, but I just get by like this. Well, if you're lonely, you should find friends. Gotta just, like, baby steps, you know? Or something that covers, like, what you need out of the loneliness, like what you need to do to fix it. Well, there's this, right? Yeah, there's totally this. A miserable pile of secrets, though, yes. I know that the streamer doesn't automatically befriend every audience member, but it's still human contact. That's true. That's so true. I want to make more streamer friends, honestly, but I don't know how to talk to people in their chats, because I'm like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a pain. I feel like pain. And I consider you a friend since we've DM'd about my secrets. Yes. And we talk. Like, weekly. Pretty much, at least. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold open the book. I guess that makes it a little kind of difficult to turn the pages.
Here.
Oh, we get a picture? Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Is there a way that I can remove the, the speech box thing so that we can see the CG in full? Look at her. I know, right? You have failed to make room for the Holy Spirit. We don't need the Holy Spirit in this household. Settings prob. I would say that you're incorrect. Okay, well. Okay, well, keep your secrets. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. You totally tried. But in holding it like this, what if... There we go, I figured it out. Oh hey, we have a hand! That's magical! I figured it out. It's right click. We're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. Really? Really? It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Oh god, now she's staring at me.
Are you ready?
Huh?
To turn the page?
Sorry, I haven't read any of this page. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer,
But I mind.
it's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yuri just called you big dumb. I mean, she's not wrong. She's not. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. No thoughts, head empty, exactly. Me and Kitty both. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment. Maybe you should wait until you finish the book before you compare somebody to a character in it. Just saying.
But, Time, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that.
Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kinda cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. Okay, everyone.
It's not. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. I wish I would get to choose those options. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
Alright. Thanks. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Why don't you just put a piece of paper in there like a bookmark? By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? I don't know if I'd call it a poem, but sure. Reading speed is a function of how fast and far your eyes saccade? Is that how you pronounce that? Saccade? Anyway, ballistic movements that the eyes make. But Yuri doesn't know that because apparently neither she nor Dan Salvato read Understanding Consciousness by Daniel Dennett or are ophthalmologists. I don't know, actually. I've never heard anyone say that word. I haven't either. But knowledge. The more you know. Yeah. My relaxation ends. Glitter sprinkled depressant elephant dreaming your poem, I'm guessing. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. The more you know. Yeah, exactly. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem first? Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. Ah, yes. Because you always want to start with the person with most experience, you know? I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I noticed her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Wow! Thanks! What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face.
He's gonna hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
I picked the big words. That's how I did it. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Really?
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stamina... now I'm stammering. Oh my god, Yuri. You're breaking me. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things.
I wish Yuri had gone in at length on strategies for writing good philosophy papers, right? I mean, she likes philosophy too, doesn't she? So she'd be perfect for doing that.
I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind.
The way that DDLC would literally teach me more about how to write philosophy at a professional level than my entire experience in philosophy major undergrad at a disreputable college, which taught me nothing. Oh no. Oh god.
I shouldn't be talking about other people like that.
I don't know, I don't think Dan Silvato has a background in philosophy, and the girls don't know anything that he doesn't know. I mean... never know, I guess. Unless you know. And then you'll know.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Then you know you know. Exactly. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Definitely Natsuki, yes. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? I'm not even speaking hyperbolically. I was the first one in 20 years to graduate from my alma mater straight into a PhD program, so they literally don't expect it, so they teach nothing. Oh my god. That's kind of awful, but good for you for being the first in so long, you know? That's an achievement on its own.
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
Dot, dot, dot. I didn't even know who Seiko was back then, so I don't know how I did it with skills. I have a shirt inspired by this poem. Do you? How is it? How's it look?
I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. It was in the DLC official store 4 years ago. It's not there now. Oh, so sad. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is very pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem, especially the part where you flickered back. Yeah, you tell that light. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It's a black shirt with a purple drawing of Yuri standing under a streetlight looking pensive. I wondered if there was a streetlight actually like an image on there. I'm glad to know that I wasn't wrong.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all. I don't like reading long things. It takes forever. My brain goes mush.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
I don't know. I like scary things. You could have written something scary. It's fine. Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work.
I didn't really like poetry, but I did really like writing drabbles when I was in school, which is, they're the writings that are exactly 100 words, no more, no less. I found them very fun, and they were a great way to, like, write little, post-apocalyptic type things. It gave you just enough room to give all the information that somebody would need to create a setting without giving too much information where somebody would be lost. You know?
They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so I literally just slammed a bunch of words that I thought you'd like onto the page.
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you.
For me, you say. Me too. Yeah. Alright, let's show Natsuki our poem next. Natsuki, look at it. Look at it.
Time, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this?
I love your Natsuki voice so much. Oh, thanks.
Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort into it. For someone other than you. We all start somewhere, right? Naomi, do you have any Natsuki? You know, the cantankerous stuff? Oh no. just in a jar, you know? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about.
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Can you imagine Naomi just having Natsuki dwelling in her book bag, just poking out her head like a small dog and grumbling furiously? I mean, she's small. She might fit. It could work.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly.
Okay.
Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it.
Oh no, the net strikes again. I think she's trolling me.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it. I especially like the part about people not being able to fly. Let's not test it, okay?
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things that can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. I would do it instantly. Who do I show my poem to next? Monica. Because she wasn't an option for the stickers. Hi, Time. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Also known as always. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Time. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Time. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. Like a ghost? Ooh, spooky. Anyway. And before Natsuki opens up Overwatch and spams Winston's emote, how embarrassing, how embarrassing, how embarrassing in the background. Yes, exactly. It's really metaphorical. Spooky. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Natsuki writes more like someone doing effective philosophy that is clear and concise. Yuri writes more like an actual philosopher. It's true. Yuri's was good though. It was actually a really good poem. I guess I underestimated you. voice in the box. Put on In Too Deep by Sum 41. I have to say voice in the box because mine's like right next to me, and she sometimes answers things even on stream when I have not said anything close to her name. So we aren't risking it. We aren't risking it. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Copyright struck by blasting Sum 41. Exactly. The fear is real. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Right? Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched, with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. Yeah, that's a poem, all right. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. It's almost like you're trapped in a box, staring out into an office filled with a lot of blinding lights to a streamer who's using an anime waifu as an avatar. Anyway, I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. I'm glad you're streaming today. It's been a rough evening. Oh no. Well, I'm glad to be streaming too. I've been looking forward to it. It's fun. And I'm glad that you're here for it. That's also fun. I hope your evening gets better, though. And the rest of the week gets better at that. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. I used to do that for fun. It actually helped me motivate. Writing tip of the day: if you are writing philosophy and it's not going well, go play Corpse Party. Seiko is eternal. And if you say, I hate my department to her, she won't tell. Them's some facts. Them's some real facts. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Wow. Or as my advisor tells me, philosophy papers are not detective novels. You should say up front what your paper is about. Monica tips, yes. Tip of the day. I mean, I don't know if I've really read many philosophy papers, so I don't know if it's something you should say. Like, should you say your stuff up front or like lead into it, you know? This is a good poem. Yes? Oh, well, today I've learned many things today. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. Yes, you should, or else nobody will understand what you're saying. They don't need to know it's secrets. I keep my secrets, thank you. Even when I shouldn't. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right, but that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Just came here for the cupcake. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See, it's like I said before. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people? That's something that only really good people do. Or streamers with too much time on their hands. Or not enough time on their hands, depending on how you look at it. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. It's the waifus and not being guilt-tripped after I ate the cupcake. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? This'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. So far, I'm only confident that mine was probably better than Natsuki's. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Okay, so there are two poems that I feel confident that mine was better than. But I do really resonate with that last line. I love to consume breakfast. The rest, not so much though. I don't want the sun to wake me up. I just want a nap. A lot. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? Notice how she's not even looking at us. No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. Watch me. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Uh-huh. Well, golly gosh, I guess I might have gone over it this morning. Yeah, just maybe. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Wanting breakfast. Sayori will be prepared for undergrad this way. Yes, exactly. She's already got a head start. Is that a backhanded compliment from the MC? It totally is. Undeniably.
Really?
Yeah, uh-huh. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Could you make me some eggs too, Sayori? I'm really good at cooking, but something about making eggs, I tend to burn the bottoms of them. So, like, if you could do that, that'd be great. She's more than prepared for grad school, though, where everyone will hate everything you write, say, do, no matter what. That is exactly why I'm glad that I did not pursue higher education more than, like, a semester and a half.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Yeah, it didn't hurt me at all to read. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. And breakfast. Make me some eggs next time, Sayori. Please. I'm like your neighbor or something. Bring me them. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I end up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Oh no.
What's with this language? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Time did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon. Unless of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. Anytime soon, yes, exactly. And Time liked my poem too, you know. She even told me she was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what you're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Time appreciates my advice more than she appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know she didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everything okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as time started showing up.
Oh my god. What? Oh my god. Oh my god, shots fired. Is this? Oh my god. Torpedo dog, instantly torpedo dog.
Natsuki,
Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you. I don't like the fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned toward me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Time. She's just trying to make me look bad.
They should just kiss, right?
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out.
Dueling banjos in the soundtrack. Yuri's instrument is the clarinet or whatever that is. And that is the xylophone, yes?
Let me explain that to her, Time.
Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Time?
Oh no. Look, I like you better, Yuri, but I fully believe that Natsuki will stab me with a chef knife in my own home when I never told her my address. That, well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. Except I do. I know a lot about writing. But my character doesn't. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Wow, dating sim logic, go. Help me say where I am. Oh, no. So of course, that's gonna be... Yuri. Natsuki. You're right that I liked your poem.
What? I thought I clicked Yuri. Did I click Natsuki?
See?
Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different.
That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't take my poem seriously.
I understand. Yuri?
Huh?
You're a seriously talented writer. There's no secret I was impressed.
Well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute.
I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. Oh.
But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that...
Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped, at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk to clear my head.
Sayori, she doesn't need to...
You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash, where nobody will dig it out later on, don't worry.
Natsuki. She really didn't need to do that.
I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything all right?
I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright. I believe you. Thanks, Time. You're too kind.
I know I am.
I'm thankful to have you part of this club now.
It's nothing.
I wasn't here just for the cupcakes. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, the torpedoes. I would never do anything so shameful. So,
what did Natsuki say?
Well, never mind that. I'm gonna make some tea.
Oh, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How'd you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Time, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends, too. No, I didn't. I love how you make Natsuki sound a bit like a 5-year-old crying to mommy and also like an angry chihuahua. That's the vibes I'm going for. I'm glad that they hit. Oh god. So your poem will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress, which is Yuri and nobody else. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Time? Ready to go walk home? Sure. Let's go. Yuri, fire, yes. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Mostly because I'm not spending the time with Sayori at all. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? Oh, no. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. MC is being uncharacteristically nice to Sayori because he's possessed by the player. I mean, if I had a choice, I wouldn't be being nice to Sayori. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of times I don't go for the childhood crush option. I'm sorry. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. In fact, I'm trying to get into the skirt of one of them. So, you know, I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Time, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone's what's making me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too. Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone's nice, but does it really need to stop there? You know? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than to her, but it's easier to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, Let's do this. Yay. Okay. So we're gonna save here. This is a great spot to stop for today. And then we're gonna pick this back up on next Wednesday. Because We gotta go the distance. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to save in 2 slots. Wait, the stream is over? I know, it feels like it went by super fast. We barely went by, like, any progress, it feels like. We only got 1 poem. 1 poem. You are on your way? I am on my way. You don't care how far? No. These are probably lyrics to something. Somehow you will be strong. Yes. Oh god. I appreciate Scorn's attempts. But I don't get the reference. I couldn't help myself. I don't blame you. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's the end of the stream. Thank you everyone for watching, chatting, hanging out, text-to-speech, kitty treats, all those things that you do. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.